Yo. What's good, people? How y'all doing out there? It's the spooky season. In case you couldn't tell from the music out there. Have I even set up a Logic project? I don't think I have. Let's do that really quick. It'll be a production stream. And we'll say... Spooky season SFX. Alright, now that we're all set up. How's everybody doing? Y'all have a good weekend? Missed you guys on Friday. Had a event at the kiddos' school. Watched all these little munchkins run around the school as many times as they possibly could in the wet Pacific Northwest weather in order to raise money for their school. Good stuff. Assuming you guys were here, keeping it real, making funky tunes, I'm assuming. All right, let's see who's here. Saf is here. Welcome in, Saffron. How you doing, man? Tropical Mariana. How you doing? Happy Monday. That's cool that you got this whole family thing cooking. Boyfriend's little brother made the track. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. That's great that you guys are tight. And Saf, yeah, man, The Thing by John Carpenter, the original is pretty tight. Classic, like, Arctic horror vibes. I feel like when watching older movies like that, we almost kind of have to remind ourselves sometimes, like, what am I trying to get at here? The production value of certain things and, like, the places that folks were willing to go, especially in horror movies and sci-fi movies. Back in the day, there's something magical that happens there. They force you to use your imagination more than modern productions, and in ways that can kind of make things a little bit, like, more tense and creepy, depending upon how good your imagination is, how anxious you are. I don't know. I'm a big fan. I like old school tense and thriller type stuff because of less handicaps, less things to lean upon or shock and awe. You really had to kind of dig deep, make really visceral stuff back then, so. Definitely recommend it. It's worth a watch. Oh, right. You're in the middle of the move. That's right. Hope that's all going well for you over there. All right, so let's kick this off with some feedback. Got something fresh from Mariana. Oh, DMs this time. Go, and let's grab a... And there you are. Freshies. Connected! Welcome in. Happy Monday, homie. I want to hear just a little bit more of this. This is tasty. Yeah, this is pretty tasty. I'm not hearing anything that I don't like in the vocals. I just want to hear the vocals more on top of everything. I think the mix is pretty good there, and I think that what you're doing with them is fine. I think the delivery is good. Really like the vibe of the whole track. Snare needs to come down just a little bit to be in good balance with the rest of the kit. Um, the tremolo pad, the wah, 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 wah. I do two things with this. I would vary the depth of the tremolo um, over time. So it's not ducking down completely all of the time. So sometimes it has kind of this floaty vibe, and other times it's got a little bit more of this kind of hard vibe. And then volume automation to bring more change over time, just kind of bringing it up and down. And not necessarily randomly. I would find the spots between the vocals or near the right points in the vocal phrases for that stuff to really jive. Gotta respect the gazelle. What's up, Acute? How you doing, homie? Right. So you want to make sure that the tremolo pad is really kind of peaking in its most ideal places, and then when you kind of crack the nut, so to speak, as to like the right places and the right volume for that guy, it's going to spark a lot of inspiration as to where little splashes of extra delay can happen, for instance, or complete reverb washouts. I think that some more fun will be had in regards to how stuff actually gets kind of mixed down there. Um, Vocals, I think all spot on. Just bring them up a bit above everything else. A little bit more to do on the mix balance wise. Make things more smooth over time. What I got for you. Mix the vocals yourself again. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, Crusoe's here. Missing Mariana. I wish Twitch would just back off. I really wish they would. Twitch, if you're listening, please back off. We've turned off commercials here. Like, we don't have commercial thing going here. It is very short, yes. But it's tasty. He hasn't done music for nearly a year. Well, this is good. And if you guys are, vibing, then hopefully this continues and it's just continue to improve. It's a tasty track. I want to hear more of it. Yes, connected. Yes, absolutely send. I agree. I love this track. Definitely. Acute. Honey, I'm home. Oh, I haven't seen that one before. Cute. I think you get a bonus cookie. Okay. Hmm. Cute. Take care, homie. Just in and out. connected. It's lagging for you and glitching over there? I don't see anything now, but I do see that a couple frames were dropped a while back, but I don't see any connection issue over here. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to listen to another one from Did. Let's do this. This one's called Transform. Might even be done, it says. All right, let's do this. Okay, so well, before I get into all that, this is awesome. This track is really awesome. The bass is kind of setting the standard in regards to the the loudness and edge and clarity of this whole thing, which means the vocals need to come up a bit. And I think that a couple things will probably need to happen in this mix where your whatever limiting is done to really make different sound design elements pop the way you want them to. I think it should all probably be done in batches to make sure that the vocal can really maintain that top position. All right, let's start at the top. Let's start at the top here. Super sneaky vibe, which I love. Wanting just a little bit more like convex and concave feeling in those curves, right? So it's like right now it's like wow. It'd be cool if you could get it to be like a wow, right? Just like a little extra hang and then like a little like intensity boost as it ramps up. The reason I say this is because Well, just like with cinematics, right? The timing, the those hesitation um, uh, decisions, I guess, in delivery can add so much more tension and anticipation for the listener, and it doesn't hit us oftentimes in the same way, having produced it and knowing exactly what's about to happen. But people who experience it for the very first time in a really dramatic delivery tend to hear it that same way every time thereafter. So there is this kind of long term impact thing that I'd love to hear leaned into here. 102, I think you have an opportunity to have some fun with the snaps. Like imagine picking just a few out of the entire track um, that you make really big, right? That you layer like 3 or 4 times over, make them extra wide, and they splash like whoosh. 139, would love to hear a little slippery rhythmic element that lurks somehow that runs double time and just kind of peekaboos here and there, not full on like drum and bass breaks or anything like that. So this could be something really minimal and kind of subtle, even fluttery almost, right? 215, these little digital ear candy embellishments are super awesome. Like some of them sound like they're coming right off a hard drive or something, which is really great. So anything you can do to help bring those up in presence, vocals up on top, it's up on top. Um, I think that's all I got for you. Let's see what other people are saying in. Kyan says, "Can I send all 224 songs uploaded on my SoundCloud account?" No. Can book some sessions if you want. But I think it's going to be 224 weeks to get through the long way, homie. You know what you do is um, you put together a little sample reel of a few things that you want really critical feedback on and tell me that that's the stuff that you want really critical feedback on. And I'm fine with hitting pause a few times and listening to a few different ideas in one little reel. Okay. And then that way you can really dial in like or focus, drill in on like one specific kind of processing chore or mixing thing that's giving you problems or something. Uh, Saffron says the thing is sometimes music takes like 2 listens to fully enjoy it. Just like Sophie didn't understand under the second listen. Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true, Saf. I think what I'm getting at in the kind of shock and awe that we experience with things the first time through, sometimes things hit us in just such a way that we never really get shaken out of that. Um, it's like love. It's like love. Okay. Someone walks through your life at just the right moment in just the right way, and forever now they are different than everybody else than that walks into your path the same exact way that they did, right? So there's something about the way that we experience that very first delivery in certain things. And when you hear this bass, like if we go back and we listen to just the delivery of the bass here, it's super awesome and it has all of like the high quality ingredients needed for something really successful. The thing that it doesn't have is the kind of unpredictable nature that we would then describe as dramatic, right? Waiting that extra fraction of a second to take something up and for it to be accented on the way up instead of like at the very peak or something. Those little things, they just stand out. Nuances, I guess you could say. Ah, connected. Ooh, Autechre. Man. Paul is tuning in from cloudy Maryland. And isn't Autechre just like one of the all-time greats, right? We'll have to always consider them as such, I believe. Connected, you are welcome. For real, for real. You're welcome. So we've got a bunch of stuff to make. And I need to figure out exactly where to start. Luckily for me, the first thing on the docket is a little sampler. Because we got to get something together for the spooky season giveaway for people. So we're going to do that. And that's going to be a combo of let me see if I can remember. Let me go check notes really quick again. This is Google keeps doing this thing. I know it's driving me and the other people that I talk to about it completely nuts, but I'm going to commiserate with all of you, hopefully, and learn that all of you are being driven nuts by the same exact thing. Google is constantly logging me out. It's so frustrating. Okay, so we're this thread. Okay, so this is the giveaway pack will be dark drones, pulses, jump scares, and creature sounds. So I say we work on that together today. There will also be a couple of really big packs of jump scares and creature vocalizations that we can work on together over the next, let's say, 2 weeks, maybe, as we get those things done. We'll also have a really huge weapons library to cook up around the same time. So, no worries, Connected. You do what you got to do. Ooh, Sean Booth did a stream a while ago. That'd be good to check out. Yeah, Kyan. It's like they're ever since they switched to the passkey thing, they've been doing it more and more, and it's just driving all of us nuts over here. Constantly. Constantly. I think they're trying to make life more difficult for folks that do not use their app. They can get away with a little bit more for app, so. Whoa. Kyan says maybe it has something to do with what happened to me too. It deleted all my saved passwords and searches. Whoa. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. It's like the kind of stuff you never ever want to have happen. Okay, so I think we work our way up to the jump scares and we'll just kind of use a whole bunch of the stuff that we make along the way to get there. Does that kind of make sense? So maybe we start with a couple of, let's see here, we need sounds. What did I rattle off? Like 5 different types of sound. Drones, pulse, scares. Oh, we should totally have risers in, right? And maybe even transitions. That's 5, 6. Okay, so we're gonna say we're gonna need like 5 sounds of each. So why don't we start with let's start with Serum. Let's cook up something with a little bit of FM in it. And let's start this with some of my saw on saw. So many formats here. Let's listen to the so many formats thing first here. And that has Halloween written all over it, doesn't it? Okay, there's some stuff that we can use in there and in here. Yeah, that's useful. Okay, so we'll, let's say we're going to go through this guy. Actually, let's take that off the level here on the wavetable position instead, and we'll bring this up to midway point and back down, and we trigger that, and we'll say we're going to do that every 8 bars or so. And then on top of that, keep this guy at kind of a lower level for now. On top of that, we have this guy over here. Let's have this guy operating, just kind of scanning through wavetable position at a rate of maybe twice as fast, so it's a 4-bar clip. Now we got a fair bit of motion happening. Maybe this thing actually goes all the way up. Let's see here. What if this actually goes all the way up and it's kind of painful and it takes like 16 bars? This guy, 4 bars. And then let's put all of that through, be like a scream. Through a scream. All right, so we're going to take another LFO, yet another LFO, and we'll put this on the cutoff of a scream low pass filter. We'll that, and we'll got a 4-bar. All right, so now we've got a 16-bar loop over here, 8-bar here, 4-bar here. Can now start playing some voicing. All right, let's get a little wave shape now. Somewhere in there. Paul says we need some flesh slicing sounds as well. Yeah. Ooh, Paul's digging into some serum effects in the last vid. Nice, dude. Nice. Yeah, unfortunately, you can only load one instance in each rack of each effect, but you can load multiple instances of the plugin itself, so that's nice. This is good. We've got a little discordance starting here. All right, we're going to move up. This direction. And let's try the other way. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so we're going to bring this up. I'm going to kind of pulse this. We're going to trigger it so it stays in sync. So useful. I'm going to kind of pulse up and kind of tease this instability rate of about 30% at its. And make sure it's only at about a 2-bar clip. A little bit too much, so maybe more like 25%. Yeah, okay, so that feels kind of right. We're going to just shift this off axis just a little bit, and we were talking about dramatic curves earlier, so we're just going to make this just slightly less predictable. Dip down and make sure it still works in the lower register as well. This is 6. This one here. Set up. Ooh, okay, that might be something to work with. Okay, while we're here, hey, Liv is here. Someone needs to jump scare you out of your apathy. Paul says, remember, Liv, hard work pays off in the end, but apathy pays off constantly. Are you still trying to kickstart after being taken offline, Liv? Um, yes, I want to help. Metal. Okay, so what I've done here is I've just brought in guitar rig into the equation here because much like when you're creating like those deceptive deceptively interesting like future bases and stuff that have a whole bunch of stuff happening under that filter curve. You can do a lot of that same kind of stuff with horror stuff. You can kind of filter down a bunch of stuff and then kind of pull that stuff back out in really unique ways through or harmonic information after a whole bunch of like distortion and saturation has been applied. Yeah, Liv is saying, yeah, I haven't really gotten back into streaming routine at all. I think I've once or twice since back. Do you think that's impacting it? Or do you think that's just kind of meh part of it? Stole it from the Despair collection of motivational posters. Okay, I have to check this out. When the bruising demotivational power of calendar just isn't enough. Gosh. Quality. The race for quality has no finish line, so technically it's more like a death march. Solutions. This is what happens when problem solvers get paid by the hour. Yes. Yes. Meetings. None of us is as dumb as all of us. These are amazing, Paul. I want to have an office again that people walk into just to have these all over the wall just to see if anyone actually reads them. Tradition. Just because you've always done it that way doesn't mean it's not incredibly stupid. So good. The running of the polls. Oh, elaborate. So the best of us have to carry the rest of us. Oh, look, a red-eared snapping turtle. Aw, I had a pet turtle named Snappy when I was younger. Mistakes. It could be that the purpose of your life is only to serve as a warning to others. Oh, man. Sensitivity. We're going to read all these. Sensitivity. Be advised. I failed the training. Risk taking. The pain you feel today will be the strength you feel tomorrow. Or you could die from it. It's hard to know which of these things. Dedication. When the time comes for us to burn the candle at both ends, we're grateful you're here, in our candle. Because we're sleeping. Oh, man. Oh. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, live. Things just feeling pointless, yeah. Would it help if somebody challenged you something that mattered to you? Ambition. The journey of 1,000 miles sometimes ends very, very badly. That's so true. Challenges. I expect times like this, but never thought they'd be so bad, so long, and so frequent. It's Hill. God, ain't that the truth? Retirement. Because you've given so much of yourself to the company that you don't have anything left we can use. Teamwork. A few harmless flakes working together can unleash an avalanche of destruction. Oh. Paul says that's my favorite. Are you an inspiration or a cautionary tale to others? The where is it? Where is it? Uh oh, the mistakes. That one. Paul says I put a poster on my desk for managers to see. Are you a because of or in spite of producer of? So Liv basically lost. That's what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. Um, Question for you guys. Not get completely like out there and like super existential or um um why do you make noise? Why do you make music? And how do you know when it's doing for you what you want to? Um, Kind of curious. Wow, that's this is absolutely not a guitar patch. Absolutely not. Back into experimental. That was more of a growl. To drown out the thoughts in my head, says Danny. Right? Oh. Danny's here. How you doing, Danny? Happy Monday to you. And Zeep Xanthorpe is here too. How you doing, Zeep? How you doing? Um, yeah. Yeah, the serum skin is crazy, right? The serum skin. Josh should finish it and then we should hand it out to everyone. What's up with Sad Toast these days? Let's ping him and see. Here? No, you're not Sad Toast, right? God. I'm not sure what his handle is right now. Um, let's see if we could. Oath. Okay. Doesn't take that long to find him. All right. We'll see what we get back. Wouldn't it be great if y'all could get the serum skin before the holidays this year? It really is crazy. And he's asking, "How are you this fine Monday, Chris?" I'm doing all right, dude. Doing all right, all things considered. I need to reach out to you because we had to postpone the birthday feedback stream. But spoiler alert, Danny was going to be part of that. So um, I was thinking maybe this Friday is when we aim to do that. Make it some sort of extra fun feedback stream if you're around. Okay, so Liv is answering this question. So before we got sidetracked with the serum skin, I had posed this question. So we hurt together, we heal together here. So that's the way it is. We're taking a break from sound for just a second. Um, Liv's feeling a little lost. and I'm asking some questions. And one of the questions I asked was, why do y'all make music? Like, why do you make noise? And then, how do you know that you're getting out of music and sound that you want and need to get out of it? Like, is it doing for you what hope or want it to do for you, right? All right. So anyway, Liv is saying, it's a good question. I make music because it allows me to express myself in ways that I cannot otherwise. I've also tacked on something of a moral imperative to try to educate through music too, i.e., all the ultra core stuff I've made. Maybe respect the downtime and get mind occupied on other challenges till music cannot be ignored. Yeah. But I think both those reasons have become difficult lately. Um, and she loves the super dope skin single time. Yeah, so yeah, I think Paul obviously has something there. Like, right? That's not necessarily a bad thing. Um, but also like it's a pretty good expressive um medium. And I noticed something in your answer that felt rather like obligatory, and I've done this to myself a whole bunch of times in life. But I don't need to, and neither do you. You don't need to have any added responsibility in the equation of making the stuff that needs to come out, and they don't always need to be equatable or even related, honestly. Um, so if you think like pouring yourself into uh, your screen for a couple of hours in order to have it pour something much bigger back out at you, then you should. And screw the puzzle piece requiring you to educate or inform or share or impart or anything. Because we're all getting a super awesome dose of you out of everything that we hear, regardless of what you think you're putting into it. So, um, just my 2 cents. That, and I love you, and I don't want you to feel lost. And we should have a chat. And you're awesome. Danny says yes. Awesome. And maybe a quick check-in prior. Yeah. Yes. And I think Thursday is probably the day for that. And I'm waiting to hear back on timing with someone else, which I probably will during this live stream. So we should connect after. Echo Forge Studios. What's up, Tom? How you doing, homie? Things good over there? It's late. It's late over there. Paul says, my goals and bars set so low that I crush it on a daily basis. Hmm. I appreciate you too, Liv. Oh, Tom says, I spent the whole day trying to figure out the missing plugins from the new computer to learn Kazrog has taken away some of my licenses by accident. Oh, man. Sweet. Sounds good, Danny. Excellent. Right, so... Oh, yeah. Make some noise here. This one's a cheat code, so we can't use it. But what we can do is we can put a container in here. This is what we should do. this is the kind of stuff that we should be seeing more of with guitar rigs. So let's just do this. We're going to take a split mix container. We're going to put it right here at the very top of this rig. And we are going to grab the very first thing, volume, grab the very last thing, LFO. I'm going to stick all that entire stack under A. So now basically what this means is if we scroll down to the bottom of this rack, we've got this fader here. And if I move this fader all the way over to A, I hear the cheat code. So we can take out the tractor's transpose pitch. That on. Find a happy little resting spot between these guys. Then we can take this up a few octaves. Let's say we take it up like 4 octaves. Ooh. Okay, so that's a winner. We got like the tinnitus, scary stuff happening. Go down a couple more. Probably be better if this was in like. Yeah. Pretty close. And if we drop down a few more octaves. Oh man. Tom says it's a stressful day when you don't have your clipper or transformer saturation. Oh, they replied and went, "Oops, of course, man. Jeez." Now you're very tired and worn out. I feel you, man. When you have to like troubleshoot bugs and stuff all day, it's its own special kind of exhausting just due to all of the frustration involved in all of it. It's taxing. Yeah. Yeah, I just found out that someone that helps out quite a bit with support on the team is moving on to chase a different opportunity, and I'm like, I don't want to do that support. I don't want to. Like after this live stream, I don't want to go look at support tickets right now. Oh, it is obnoxiously exhausting, right? Right? Can't we just let AI handle all that shit? Uh, Whoa. Okay, so Paul's always got some big project cooking. Right now, he's got a new project. He's digitizing his family collection of Super 8 millimeter films, 45 reels of parents and brother from late 40s to early 60s. I show up in the last few. Wow, that is a project. Wow. And Paul says, I have never seen these films since the projector was stolen in 1969. Whoa, dude. So right now you're basically studying like your own family history in a really intimate way. Wow, that's amazing. But the wicker picnic basket they lived the last 60 years is now next to me. Lifelong memory through all the moves. Yeah, I bet. Man. Yeah. Yeah, taxing is a good word for it, right? Because it kind of sucks so much of the rest of it out. Like sometimes I want to curl up into a ball and like retreat and like just go make a bunch of sounds. And sometimes I'm successful. And other times, like after dealing with a whole bunch of like, I don't know, I always call it nickel and diamond, even though it doesn't cost money. It's costing my sanity, right? To like deal with the awful support or whatever, awful customer service. Like the longer it drags on, like the worse it gets. And then it's so taxing that eventually I'm just like, I'm done. Like that day is just kind of spent. Like I've hit some sort of tolerance wall or something. It is decision fatigue. Yeah, it's just, well, that and just the constant, it's the constant letdown, to be perfectly fair. I was just talking about this with someone the other day. It's like to deal with the constant letdown is so fatiguing for me. A really good example, we'll get back to sound in just 1 second. I'm going to vent. To go pick up my kid, I go down this road. It's normally a very, very quick and easy thing. Lately, because of some construction on other roads, going down this road has become just absolutely painful because people turning onto this road from whatever detour they're coming from, and it's their own thing. They're all like turning onto the street like right at the end of their light cycle and jamming up these intersections. So anyway, what used to be like a 3 or 4 minute commute going down this road is now sometimes over 40 minutes. And like you will sit there and stare at these people like, don't you dare do it, don't you dare turn your car. And then like as their light is now turning, them and like the 3 cars behind them all rush to like fill up the intersection right at the last second. And then everyone is just staring at them, and there's just like so much hate and frustration. That's the same kind of thing that I feel eventually when I'm on the phone or like in one of these really long support texts with someone. It's like, why you gotta be like this? Like we could just be done with this by now, but you're being this way. Like that's, yeah, right. And 40 minutes is absurd, especially when there are children literally on the line, right? Yeah, the same thing has been happening at the intersection, quite literally the intersection into the school, because again, because of this big traffic pattern change, which has been caused by the installation of a massive Amazon warehouse. Yeah, let that sink in for a minute. So that problem's never going away. But yeah, I could literally sit there for sometimes upwards of 10 minutes waiting to turn left. And the only reason I can't turn left is because people are literally parked in the street. It's just, yeah, exactly. So absurd. All right, I'm going to stop completely. But that's the like that's the same kind of frustration that I feel when I have the customer service calls that are just like you're just spinning your wheels and you're like saying the same thing again and you're like trying to keep calm and super kind so you can get the good service and everything, but the person on the other end is like, we miss COVID days. Yeah, a whole different set of expectations after COVID. Okay, so I kind of like where this one patch is going. I'm going to stop that one. Load up another. This one, let's start straight FM, and we'll bring in some noise. Make that really interesting. So let's start off with just metal. And we'll give this a unison of 2 voices. So now we got something kind of crackly on the sides here. And we can bring in a noise really quick too. So let's just find something. Let's go bag. Okay, so this paper bag is now this just dark and weird thing. Here, okay. Kind of weird, squishy, murky thing. And let's also go and grab something kind of thin, maybe. Thinner. Okay, and we'll just kind of stop it right in there somewhere. We're going to use that. We're going to FM into oscillator A with that sound. And that means that we don't really even need this sound audible right now. I just want the effect of it. It's going to be weird. Okay, so we can find a starting point of around here, and we'll just kind of this out a little bit. Shape here. Let's start scanning through the wavetable a bit. And we don't need the full out here. Take this down to 8 bar. Stick this through a filter. Does not have to be fancy. And we're just going to set this thing into motion as well. And let's give this thing an interesting shape. Let's do a Hidden Valley. And we'll just bring this down. So the noise is not going through the filter currently. So it's going to sit right over the top of this no matter what we do. Great. We can also add just a little bit of sub in here. Just to thicken this up. All right, and now we can add a little distortion, start to pull this stuff together. That sub is pretty heavy. Let's press this guy. As high as down. Let's put a filter into this distortion. This kind of becomes this game of splitting the mix now. Now, how much of each thing to allow through? And some balance. Got a grit. Sounds a bit. All right, so we can't use the sub, because once we go up into the upper octaves, it just dominant. We'll do a little post-processing for them. But up high, this one feels pretty lurky and disturbing. That's some stuff right there. What am I missing in the chat? To be fair, not me doing the work. Local guy as a service. I write the check. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Well, you're still getting to watch all the videos, though. No more microfish. Oh man. Paul says last Wednesday, Dr. Out early to go with Ryan to Micro Center. Rain, as usual, congestion made it miserable drive, but he was a champ. All I could think is personal trains would solve traffic. If cars and trucks were self-driving and network, traffic would be scary efficient. Humans just set your asses down in the back seat and let the AI do the work. Yeah, no, Paul, you do have a point there. Let's see here. There's plenty of places that have done this for a long time, right? Like at amusement parks and stuff, right? And it does. It works incredibly well. AI cannot appreciate a warm shower. That does sound like an invasion alarm. Oh, Tom, yeah. Yeah, and the extra cloudiness from all those super low end frequencies coming through off of the noise. Ah, oh, so good. All right, so now if we take this equalizer and we put it up here. So yeah, we lose quite a bit of that bloat. And then we can add just a little filter in. Danger, Will Robinson. This is going to get a little squirrely. Okay, let's just see if we can get away with anything higher over here. Ooh, hold on a second. If we take down the noise on this one, listen to this. Oof. Oof. Okay, we've got a couple here. I'm not going to touch this anymore. I need to save this project. Put this in. Boom, boom. Giveaway. Sampler. Or let's give. Yeah, super wild low end, right? The singularity is when they can. When the AI steps out of the shower and says, ah, now that was awesome. That's when you know the world is ending. Yeah, I would hope that it would just be like a digital version of you enjoying shower time. That's what I would hope. All right, let's do we need to do some jump scares, and we need to do some pulses. And why don't we get there in a roundabout sort of way by bringing in some unexpected pulses. We'll bring in all these different elements and force them into really cool jump scares. One of the orders that came across the desk this weekend was full cinematic packs for both jump scares and what was the other one? Oh, the creature vocalization. That's awesome. Danny says, jump scare idea, tax audit voicemail from the IRS. Man. Freak people out, right? Tom, you take care, homie. Eek. Yeah, right? Mr. Dignan, this is the IRS calling. Man. Yikes. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. That we figure out a really interesting way to use damage for some pulse action. Like what if here's a weird one. A weird one. What if it was just just the tails? Where are we in? Oh, there we are. Yeah, see, like this right here is almost too dope to pass up. If we put in. All right, so let's go ahead and grab that. Those. That's a pretty wicked little sound. I would like to put something else here. Gonna go cry in the court. Yeah, exactly. The IRS call with a heavy Mumbai accent. Oh, from? No, I have not watched it. What is it on? You must pay a 7-Eleven kiss cards. You have a new message waiting for you from the U.S. government, IRS. Please pick up at Amazon Locker, 7-Eleven. Yeah, it's also on Amazon. Okay. And Sling. Sounds like cable. Yeah, right? Oh, Paul's juggling 5 different this week. All right, let's see if we can get lucky. And let's put a little impact sound in. Same. Let's see. What about... Ooh. Interesting ideas. Liking these ideas. Okay, let's first go into damage again. We're going to keep it in the same rack. See if we get lucky. SD map to the same key. And we do. Let's augment it just a little bit. We're going to tune this down. Steps. Yeah. Yeah, that feels pretty good. And now what we can do is we can add a little play to this. Very violent, very psychologically. Without being... Oh, okay. Okay. Sound good? Is the sound design good quality? We're going to put replica in. All right, so we're going to move to straight, and we'll order now this back down to, say, like maybe 12% or so. Allow through. All right, let's keep this up from 13% to like percent. A fairly disturbing. Manhattan. I haven't heard of that one, Paul. Everything is violent these days. Kind of seems that way. I was watching something totally in the other direction last night, which was really, really great, and I highly recommend it to everyone. Um, it's with Will Ferrell. It's called Will and Harper. It's fantastic. It's really fantastic. Hmm. Danny says, my gripe is that everything is dystopian these days. Yeah, I think it's a conditioning. Well, it's not like a conditioning, like, oh, Big Brother's doing this to us. No, it's like you give people what they want, and the demand for dystopian, unsettling stuff is there because people have dystopian, unsettling things in their lives, and man, it's getting harder to escape, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think it's more a sign of the times than it is a trend. Um, you know what I mean? I know the time. You know the times. You know the time. Okay, we're gonna go ambient. Okay, can I just see what this sounds like at like 2%? Let's see what this sounds like. Grab the entire, not gonna any part of it. Let's list it. 4%. Some pretty destructive stuff. We cannot use it at all. Let's turn off. That actually worked. Okay, so now let's listen to this. Get rid of the take off this reverb. Okay, now the question is 2024, what are the most likely terror BPMs going to be? I'm going to guess 150, 135, 90. Sounds like it. Yeah, yeah. Write what you know. Everyone makes dystopian shit. Hmm. Hmm. Oh man, Danny, was that your first time watching Ghost in the Shell? Loved it. Awesome. Aha, producer jump scare. Right? It is. Yeah, exactly. It is. I know. I was sitting here when I saw the order come across the desk like over the weekend for the jump scares. I was like, that's a lot of jump scares. That's a lot of jump scares. I think it might be the most amount of jump scares I've ever put into one single delivery before. It's gonna be 100 unique jump scares in one collection, which is a lot. Like for that specific kind of sound, that's a lot. I know, right? Usually I would deliver like maybe 10 of them amongst several hundred other sounds, right? Um, and very much biased towards like the traditional, clamorous piano, some scream action. Will never be duped into jump scares in movie TV. I've made so much tense stuff over the years that I don't know that it hits me same as it hits other people at all anymore. I'm more like super impressed when I hear people use my favorite is finding the understated balance, right? The intelligent and clever use of infrasound and um, uh, texture and um, um, resonance and reverberation and like like using these things in really really clever ways to get way more out of these really simple like tiny and almost subtle kind of sounds because they pull you in so much deeper and they allow for so much more detail work to be done in the rest of the bed work and the scoring. I really like it when someone clever comes along and works on some horror stuff. Hey, Connected's back. You're an easy jumper. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate, but I haven't really been scared by a movie or a game in a really long time. I find stuff unsettling, but let's do the same kind of simple workflow. Again, we're kind of compiling sounds knowing that we're heading towards some jump scares here. So I'm going to hit damage again on this guy. Let's get a piano, knowing that piano's kind of the backbone of classic jump scare, which has shifted a lot in the Roblox era and whatnot. Get maybe just a simple instrument rack out of action strikes. And let's move I do not want this. Oh, you know what we could use while we're in, go in drums. Oh, oops. And I hate it when I do that. Okay, let's get back in here. I hit the button here. Okay. Drums. Oh, no, that's too small. Requiring more bounces than I want to do. It's easy enough to pitch down those. And I do have a boatload of bases. I can get a good, say, 5 good jump scares out of each. Exploding cars. Classic. So this. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay, so those are all pretty explosive. Let's add. Oh, and I don't think I have suckbacks on this list either. Okay, so let's get a little. Hmm, artsy movies and weird movies. I think you'd both enjoy the one that I was watching last. Good caper films hold up, and that's true. Mm-hmm. Mulholland Drive, Naked. Classics, classics, good stuff. Okay, all of. This one's good. Yeah, Mulholland Drive is classic. Classic. Okay, so drones, jump scare. if I feel like making sounds today. Although creature sounds are highly entertaining. We'll see for when. This one, start to get some vocal stuff in this. Has anybody played with the Jacob Collier? Here, I have not played with this yet. Is anybody else taking it first? Oh, wild. It shows you which audience recordings are being used in each note. That's fun. Eh. Oh, these are the different. That's the. Tuning. Vowel morph after. Chord. Simple. Paul is saying he's heard the new kontakt fixes some of the crap they missed in 7. Yeah, I've heard the same. I think they should fix 7 completely before. Okay, well, I was going to pull up some thrill. Okay, okay. So I can use a little bit of thrill and mysteria. I'm trying to map out the different types of jump scares even in a collection that big. Rattly and raw. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, when I did the last couple volumes of the Haunted series for the Audio Design Desk library, I used a couple of different Rattly and Raw instruments, which were great. They're really, really good for this. Hmm. I took kind of like a themed approach if we broke the jump scares into it crushed, glitched, and organic. That might be the way to go. Orchestral. That seems like it might be the way to divvy these guys up. Okay. All right. I think I've started to figure it out. Iron Imp is here. How you doing, homie? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just it. That's just it, man. It's easy. I don't have to explain anything around Halloween time. People are just like, yeah, it's spooky season, so let's go. Rest of the time, it's just like, it's just what falls out of me. I can't really help it. What are you going to dress as this year? All right, I'm going to probably just do this the way that I typically do it and just eat the time difference because it's too difficult. Libraries. Typically, what I do is I go and I record a bunch of stuff and I edit it all down into individual one shots, and then I start to bring back in the one. You guys have seen me do. Bring back in the one shots and start layering them just manually. And I'm thinking that this is probably just going to be the most efficient way to do all of these. I think that's what we're going to start bouncing a whole bunch of, so we'll just bring them back in, recombine them. Multitude. Oh, Ironip says, I had a fun but kind of derpy idea for a Halloween costume once. Go as an observatory. Costume is a rolling office chair with a bin around it and a dome on top with a telescope sticking out. But just assuming that most people would make the assumption that it was a low effort. Like, 1 year you went as the National Enquirer. That's good. That's good. I was Agent Orange once, dressed up as a looked like a special agent or a secret agent of some kind, but it's just all orange. Dressing up for Halloween. Yeah. Humans are so strange. Anybody else surrounded by neighbors that start putting up decorations really, really early? We've had these giant, like, skeletons bigger than houses and stuff all over the place out here for like the past month already. It's like nearing October. All right, let's get back into the pulse stuff then. I'm not sold on scares. This action. I'd like to stay on kind of the darker side of all of it. Some ashlight. Because we can never have too much granular. right, let's get this pulsing. Sorry about all that noise. I didn't have my track soloed there. All right, let's get this. All right, this thing is starting to. Ooh, Chinatown is a good classic caper, man. Sandwich board with Inquirer stories pasted all over it. People reading all night long. That's awesome, Paul. Oh, that's great. Capers need miniatures of the heist target and view faces. Bonus points for someone needing to climb a rope. Yeah, right. Oh, Paul, take care, homie. Iron Imp says, I bought a VST for the first time in a while. OhmLab Sumu in early access beta at discount, still going. Pretty mad synth. My CPU spikes. Or CPU spikes to 380% if I ask for 10 voices. Oh, so using it in mono. It's really interesting. Takes the analysis file of a sound, resynthesizes it with 64 FM operator, each spatialized in XYZ view. Wow. Wow. Sort of semi-modular patch bay in the middle, but the analysis info of amplitude, pitch, each or 64 channels. Cable likewise 64 ADSRs. This sort of yes 64. Wow. Diggity. That kind of reminds me of Ultrabeat. When Ultrabeat was first introduced, I was like, this is from like is it um wait. Ultra is Ultrabeat not here? Oh, it is. I'm looking right past it again and again and again. So this bad boy, it's been around forever. And the thing that's super interesting about this guy is that all of the modulation and effects and everything is by the step. So I used to use this thing like eons ago, like 15 years ago, to make like really wild, interesting, like IDM type stuff and whatnot, because every single step has its own little velocity and gait and swing and accent, all that. Every single step can have its own individual settings across all the parameters. It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, yeah, it's right up there with that type of tool where you've just got like this insane number of possibilities, and it's got its own onboard, a couple of onboard LFOs, got a phase oscillator, FM or side chain capabilities in oscillator one, um, phase oscillator, sample model, oscillator two, brush, distortion, filter, low pass, high pass, band pass, noise generator, all this stuff just like pushed into one thing over here. It's amazing. Hmm. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's ultra a lot at first when I started using. You know what? A lot of people do. A lot of people do, and they're kind of bewildered by it. But at the same time, it's got like a ton of really interesting and old school stuff happening in there that makes stuff like electronic music making easy. Yeah, I feel like that's so typical. Retro, confusing, and iconic. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's so true. It's so true. But I remember like putting together kits in this. Like I'm pretty sure we even put together 404 kits for this. Um yeah, I did. Yeah, look, here's some 404 kits. Yeah, let's put this aggressive and raw kit. See if everything's. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I took the time. We took the time when we released the 404 uh, drum kit to put it all into Ultrabeat like this. They make the coolest kits, and the ability to use all of the onboard LFOs and everything with it. Oh, it's so good. Which means we would have put together some steps, right? Let's see. We? Yeah, we did. We put sequences for all these things. We take this up to a BPM that makes sense. stuff is so ancient. Oh my goodness. Wow, this stuff is so old. All right. Ultra beat, man. Oh yeah, absolutely. FMA is absolutely incredible. It's an absolutely incredible piece of kit. It truly is. It's so it's such a lovely tool, actually. For those of you that have the FM8 packs, uh, the trap volumes 1 through 3, which actually aren't really trap. Uh, there's this whole like extra set of sounds waiting to be discovered via the Easy Morph tab, where you can kind of auto magically create your own versions of the sounds with like single clicks. It's really awesome. It's like having a cheat code for FM synthesis, and it all pretty amazing. Really, really fun sounds too. I think we've gone off the rails. Um, have that. Oh yeah, absolutely. I really helped you get grips with it. Oh, that's good. At Pura. It's uh it's easy if you allow it to be. You really need to use your ears when it comes to FM synthesis. I think that is the big takeaway for most folks is that if you use your ears, it's not that tough. You're only working by your eyes. Then it's hard. Hmm. Iron Imp says, took me ages to reverse engineer and get this statement 100%. Parity in testing, but the index of FM8 in a 100 steps of 0, 1, provided that the input is normal full scape. I never quite nailed the feedback filtering in FM8. There's actually less of it than the 7. My own feedback scaling in making the FM8 sine operator is less than it, converges in between 60%, and that gets noisier on the other end. Um, Iron Imp, I feel like you need um, like a direct line to a community can release little toys to, like a little Gumroad following, because you've got some pretty interesting stuff cooking over there. Truly. But the 100% out is -15. Oof. Wow. So we would be shredded without their governor. All right. Wow, we are rapidly approaching. Let's see what we came up with in these tracks over. Oh yeah, we had a drone, which I think was a piercing drone up here. Yeah, that's right. This one was up high, and it's pretty awesome. We had another one down low. I think this one was also up high. Yeah, this one really was cooking up high. Feels good. 2 different octaves up. So those will be good. We had some pulses. Get some jump scares. Oh, what was this one? What's this one? Not getting. Oh, cause yeah, it was over here. Yeah, we have some good ones in here. Excuse me. And the pulses. I'll bounce a bunch of these and mix them down the next time we meet. I think we've got. I think I've got enough of the jump scare stuff figured out, like how to get through all 100 in an orderly manner. We could probably bang out a bunch of those, maybe even all of them this week. Maybe that could be our goal for the Wednesday stream. This get 100 jump scares done in one stream. Wouldn't that be something? Our nerves would be shot at the end of a stream like that, right? Just absolutely. Oh, nice. Okay. I did not know that. So you're posting stuff to Audius. Excellent. Hmm. That's rad. Great. Okay, let's see here. It is rapidly approaching 1 p.m. here. So I think what I'm going to do, the bus and drop you guys off somewhere. Let's see who is streaming right now. I'll catch back up with you guys a couple days' time. Oh, look at that. Becky is doing a little sub push here. Why don't we go say hi? I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you again 2 days' time on Hump Day. Like I said, we'll probably make some jump scares. So it'll be fun and nerve-wracking, but fun. Thanks for hanging with me on such a chill one. I'll see you on the flip. Peace out.